Hey, welcome to worshiptutorials.com.
Hello.
So we have a DMBL patch. What could that mean, Bradford? For the Fractal Audio Axe-FX III and FM3, both of which you have seen thus far in this demo. If you are still with us, we know that you're one of the special ones who likes to hear us talk about why we do what we do in these patches.
Some people just like to get playing, and some people like to nerd out.
There you are.
And sometimes you just want some help. So we're here for all three of those things.
Let's nerd out together.
Yes.
All right. So the ODS-100, which is the overdrive special, that's the more famous of the Dumbles probably. They're all a little different. Is based on a schematic that Fractal obtained of Robben Ford's actual Dumble amplifier. So the reason this one is called the DMBL FD, it is the Robben Ford Dumble model in the Axe-FX and FM3. And we think it sounds glorious.
Yes.
For each platform, though, we have included a whole slew of effects. And Bradford and I, actually, we spent quite a bit of time going through, like, pairing overdrives with these amps. So each of them, basically you get the same functionality in each patch. So you get scenes to get, specific sounds with the press of a button right out the gate. And you get, like, individual effects that you can turn on and off via the foot controllers that Fractal has. And we do a fun trick in these patches that we do also with our Helix stuff, that is gain the amp up with a control switch.
Yes.
And the Dumble amp, and when you gain it up, sounds, what's the chef's kiss?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
There's something about the overdrive in a Dumble. It's unique. And there's something about the clean sound of a Dumble that's also rather unique.
Yeah.
And so for this amp as well, and like maybe if you're new to this world of stuff, you may be like, it sounds like overdrive, sounds like clean tone, and that's great, enjoy it. But for guys like me especially, I'm a John Mayer fan.
The nuances get more nuanced
the
further down the road you go.
Yes.
So the more you're into it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And as a John Mayer fan, he uses Dumbles. He's been known to. John likes to. He will swap out amps. John and I. John swaps out amps regularly, like some of us swap out overdrives, or some of us really in this world swap out patches week to week. But he's notorious for swapping an amp head just for a show because he found one. That's besides the point. Dumbles have this punchy, massive headroom for cleans, which is really cool, and honestly is probably right up the alley of guys like us who want to saturate things in delay and reverb to give it a nice little warm, round tone. Yes, but the overdrive is also just so sweet. It sings. It's still gritty, like you would want from overdrive, but it's very it's not smooth, but it is. I don't know, and you've heard it.
Different than a Vox.
It is, different than Fender-y things.
What this modern worship staple, the Vox type of tone. It's different.
I think the thing I would liken to it the most, I don't know how close I would say it actually is, but Fender amps, when you break them up, they're known for having this real loose, flubby kind of low-end thing.
Some people like it.
Some people love it.
Don't like it at all.
The overdrive of this kind of reminds me of like Fender overdrive, but that's just been kept really, really tight. And to me, that can also sound like it's compressed a little bit.
It does.
But it's a musical thing. And I don't know if that appeals to you or if you're following what I'm saying, but when you play it, you're just going to know that it's going to sound and it feels different. Like it just, when you play, it's different. So we were trying to flirt that line because we wanted to get the Dumble cleans and the headroom and that like just sound, but we're like, but that overdrive is just too good to not have. So just you may want to play with the amp gain button on all the time and roll your volume knob back on your guitar. Whatever.
If you find that these patches are too gritty for you, like if the clean tone isn't clean enough, one thing you can do in the Fractal stuff is there's an input trim function in the amp block for every amp. You can back that off, and what that will essentially do, it like makes it so that the amp sounds kind of the same, but less of your signal hits the front end. So it's a really quick and easy way to have the amp remain cleaner and give it a little more headroom. You get lots of different delay options, lots of different reverb options. Bradford and I are particularly partial to that Plex delay block. You'll find it in both patches, and we use the Plex verb, and it has a really cool, it's like kind of a decay that happens.
It's pretty accurate, actually.
It's really nice.
Try
it out.
I've said this before. It's like a mist.
It really is.
Like I can't, like when you hear it, you'll know what I mean. It just sounds like you just hear it as it floats into decays. It's like you just kind of imagine like mist coming off, like just dissipating slowly. And it's not real thick. But
it sits in the mix really well.
It's not too thin and airy.
You can play on top of it.
Honestly, I guess what I'm describing is if it's not too heavy and it's not too light, I guess it's just like mids. I guess that's nice. By definition. But it's so nice. Yeah. It's what I wish I could get that sound elsewhere. It's kind of not attainable elsewhere.
Fractal, if you're watching, make Bradford a hardware pedal that just loads all of your like 40-some reverb algorithms.
I'd be into that.
That would be great. And make sure Plex verb gets in there.
Yeah,
because it's actually
I don't want it like much bigger than this. I can't.
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers, Bradford.
Well,
all right.
If I'm begging, I'm just gonna go all in.
That's right. What else can we say about this preset?
Trim ramp.
All of our Fractal stuff, if it has, actually almost all of it does, because if you get the FM3 patch, you get an extra patch that has all the other effects in it if you want to swap stuff out that we have in the full Axe-FX.
Because there's not enough room.
Not enough DSP.
To include everything.
CPU. Yeah, so usually on channel C, I say 3, usually on channel C of the tremolo block, we have snuck in there Bradford's ramping trim settings. We matched your gravitas. Is that right?
Pretty close. Yep.
We went in there and it uses the LFO1 in the Axe or in Fractal's LFOs. Uses LFO1. We tweak that, and then it uses like a custom slope that we made to get the low to high ramping just right. So we've made it channel A in this patch. So for Axe-FX, it's on the FC12 labeled trim ramp. If you turn that on, if you engage it, you get Bradford's ramping trim. Tell us about it.
It's just my favorite thing.
It's pretty awesome.
There was something about, honestly, I think it was like a third day record, and they probably were adjusting the knob on the pedal live in the studio for it. I'm pretty sure. I actually really don't know, but it was just something when I heard trim, I was like, immediately, I was like, I want this to speed up and slow down. Got a hold of the Gravitas and was messing with it, and I realized I could do it, and like, if that is the only reason for owning that pedal, I'm fine with it. Because it's my favorite sound.
It is
I use it
cool.
all the time. Get some cool things. And so we were talking about that one day and about the fact that it's really not... It was very... I'm very particular, and I was really trying to get it to be dialed in as close as possible. I don't think we've nailed it.
It's
close.
Exactly there.
We could have spent a lot more time,
That's
but
a video for
it's
another
still
day.
cool. That's true.
We'll make a video of us tweaking the tremolo and the LFO settings to match your Gravitas ramp.
The thing that makes it so great, though, is it's automatic. You just hit the button and it does it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything else.
It's constantly ramping.
Yeah.
And you engage it and you're just, wherever it is on the curve. I'm doing this.
Yes, wherever it is in the moment, you're turning on the pedal, and so, I mean, it's going on right now.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's happening right now.
And so
during this video.
It's great at the end of, like, if you play a big chord at the end of something and you want to let it have movement, you hit it and just...
Yep.
Yeah, it does that thing.
I do it for volume swells too. Like if you're doing some swells on and off, and like just in the middle, randomly turn it on for just one chord or one note, just to kind of give some texture and then bring it back. You know.
Yeah, and if it's too much of that, you can go in there and just tweak the mix a little bit, give it a little less mix, and be a little more subtle, but still give you the ramp. Very cool. Included in both of these patches, links below to get those. Thanks for hanging out with us through the nerd session of the patch demo. We need to do them in every patch demo, right? Right? Okay. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Thanks so much for watching.
All of them.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Perfect timing.
That felt pretty good.
I'm very nervous that this footage